everyone. I hope that you're doing well. So today we'll be working on phrasal verbs as part of Unit 8, first year baccalaureate students. But before starting and before working on phrasal verbs, I would like you to decide with me what is meant by a morning person. If someone tells you, I am a morning person, what is meant by that? So let's have a look at the following passage in order to understand the meaning of a morning person. So the alarm, to understand it, we'll read this text in order to see the point clearly. So the alarm goes off at 7. I wake up, lean over and turn off the alarm. I get up quickly and go downstairs. I put on the coffee. I go back upstairs and have a shower. I sing a song in the shower. I put on my clothes. When I come downstairs again, I have my first cup of coffee. Then I have some toast and a second cup of coffee. I wash my cup and tidy up the kitchen. I take my bag and set off to work. It is 8 a.m. I look up the house before I go. Sometimes I run to catch the bus. I get on the bus and go for 3 or 4 stops. Then I get off the bus. I go into work and say, good morning to my first class. It's 8:45 a.m. All right. So now I would like you to look at the passage and decide with me what are the characteristics of a morning person. That is, what does a morning person do? Okay, I think that a morning person normally wakes up early, get up quickly, put on the coffee, put on his clothes, get on the bus quickly, and then when arriving at work, get off the bus. So we can summarize together and say that the characteristics of a morning person, if for example someone tells you that I am a morning person, here is what you are going to understand. That he wakes up at 7, gets up quickly, puts on the coffee and puts on the clothes, gets ready, gets on the bus, and last, when arriving at work, gets off the bus. So here the list is about the main characteristics of a morning person. Now I would like you just to focus with me on these verbs. You see? Do you see the verbs here? They are composed of 2 parts. Right. Let me now ask you, do you think that these verbs are just the standard verbs? What do you think about that? Think about it. Okay, so the answer is no. Of course, they aren't standard verbs, but they are called phrasal verbs. Do you have any idea about what is meant by phrasal verbs? That's what we will see together today. What is a phrasal verb? A phrasal verb, or phrasal verbs, without the A here, is the combination of a standard verb, such as wake, with 1 or 2 particles. Let's have a look at an example. Mary always wakes up at 6 a.m. So the verb is wakes, and the particle we talked about is the up. And here you can see we have got wakes up. It is composed of 2 parts, a verb and a particle. The particle often changes the meaning of the verb. How does that happen? All right. Let's have the example of the verb look. So the meaning of the verb look, as you know, is to see. However, if we add the particle for, what happened to the verb? The meaning changes to search. So here you can see how the particle changes the meaning of the verb. Adding for gives us search. Phrasal verbs can be separable or inseparable. What does that mean? We'll understand it, right? So inseparable, for example, I'm looking for my cat. So here, the boy here is looking and searching for his cat. Right. So we can't say I'm looking my cat for. This is not going to be correct. And this is what is meant by inseparable. It means that the verb looking and the particle for cannot be separated from each other. That's what is meant by inseparable. But separable is where you find the possibility that the verb in a phrasal verb and the particle can be separated. Alright, let's see the example here. I will turn the light off. Right? So he is ready to turn off the light. So here what happened? Turn and off, they are separated by another word in between. Phrasal verbs may have more than one meaning. What does this mean again? Or really? Yeah, of course. Example, go through. So here we have got the verb go and the particle through. Let's see now how many meanings we can have with just one phrasal verb. First, experience. Second, read again. Enter, perform or carry out. Explain, examine or search. Do or complete something you have agreed to. So, and here you can notice that just with one phrasal verb, we've got about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, about 7 meanings together. This is what is meant by having more than one article. Having more than one meaning. Let's have a look at go through in context. It means in sentences. So I went through my desk looking for the letter. The meaning here is search and examine. A second example, I went through my notes before the exam. What is meant here is read again. The third example, they said I could go through the exam room. The meaning here is to enter, to come in. And the fourth example, you wouldn't believe what I went through when I was ill. And the meaning here is experience. Right? Move on. Alright. If the particle is a preposition, the phrasal verbs are inseparable. In case we have a preposition, we cannot separate both of them from each other. And the object is placed after the preposition. And here examples of prepositions are off, down, up, in, at, and on. Example, the previous example, I'm looking for my cat. We kept the same example. So when the particle is an adverb, phrasal verbs can be separable. We can separate them from each other by putting between them a word. The object can be placed between the verb and the adverbs. An example of adverbs here we've got about, inside, and again. And an example of that, I will turn the light off, the previous example. So turn off is separated by the word light, the light. Another example, he turned on the television. Okay, we'll correct it. And then he turned the television on. So you can see here that turned on here is separated by the word television. So this is the correct written version of television, not this one. That's just a typing mistake. We're sorry for it. Move on. Okay, let's study now more phrasal verbs together. Here we have got 8 sentences and we've got phrasal verbs there. And on the other part, I will give you definitions or meanings of phrasal verbs. And I would like you to decide which one goes with which one. It means which is the meaning of each of the phrasal verbs on the list. So for brings about, it's caused to happen. Go on, it means continue and keep. Put up with, it means tolerate, right? And figured out, it's found a solution. Pick up, to choose. Put off, remove clothes. And look after, take care of. And look up, search for information on a book. Okay, so let's study more phrasal verbs within context, that is, in examples and in sentences, so that you can understand more about phrasal verbs and remember their meaning. Number one, the phrasal verb we have here is go away. So what is meant by go away? It means leave a place or disappear. An example of that: this medicine should make the pain go away. All right, it means to leave, to go away. Second example, backup. What is meant by backup? Make a copy of computer data. Let's have a look at the example on a sentence. You should always back up important files and documents so that you won't lose all your work if something goes wrong with the hardware. Next, handout means distribute. The teacher handed out the worksheet to the class. Means to give, to distribute. Okay, when I give you the paper. The last example, give up. Give up, it means stop doing something. And let's have a look at it in a sentence. I have to give up taking sugar in tea and coffee to lose weight. More examples. Second group. Do up. Do up, it means repair, make beautiful, or decorate, from decoration. It took me 6 months to do up the house before they could actually move in. Calm down. When I say calm down, it means stop being angry or emotionally excited. When I say to a little kid who is crying, hey, calm down, nothing will be wrong with it, don't worry, that's it. An example. When I lose my temper, it takes ages for me to calm down again. Do up, okay, it's repeated, we're gonna skip this one, it's the same. Give off, emit pollution or something unpleasant, means to send out. An example, the police stopped the fan because it was giving off a lot of black smoke. And here, if someone is smoking, so the smoke that goes out, so the process of smoke going out is what is called go off. I think that it's time to practice now. Let's start with the first example. Match each phrasal verb to its meaning. Here we have got 4 phrasal verbs: do up, hand out, give up, and go away. On the other side, you have got distribute, and again there is a mistake with the word distribute, right? So it's D-I-S-T-R-U. Here you're gonna switch the I with the R. So then we have got stop doing something, and then we have got leave a place, and then we have got repair. So let's have a look at the answers now. Do up. What is meant by do up? Repair. What is meant by hand out? Distribute. And here I would like you to focus on the word distribute. You can see. So before there was a kind of a typing mistake. So the R and the I are switched. Okay, positions are switched. You just this is the correct one. In order, if you want to copy it down, that's the correct one. Third example, give up. And here, stop doing something. 4, go away. The answer is leave a place. Move on to another example. Okay, so here for this exercise, you have got about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You've got 6 phrasal verbs, and you will have about 4 gaps. And you are supposed to put the right phrasal verb on the right place. Okay? So the phrasal verbs that you have is, first one, take off, removing clothes, put out, and look up, brings about, look after, and figure out. Let's see the answers now. Number 1, take off your shoes before you come in. Normally, before coming into house or in a clean place, you have to remove, take off, it means to remove your shoes. Second, look up the word in a dictionary. If a word is not clear, what do? You look up the word in a dictionary. It means you search for its meaning. The fireman put out the fire. Put out fire means to remove or to get away or to calm the fire down. Who looks after the baby when you are at work? Here there is an S which is missing, okay? So who looks after the baby when you are at work? Next. Complete the phrasal verbs with the correct particle. Here you have got particles and you are supposed to complete with the right one. For the gaps you will have 1, 2, and 3. That's it. You have 3 gaps and 5 phrasal verbs, and you are supposed to put 5 particles, and you are supposed to put the right particle on the right place. Okay, so shall we start correcting? All right. So the dinner was ruined. I had to throw it. If it is ruined, it is not no more. It can be eaten. It is no good anymore. What do we do with that? We throw it away. Throw it away. When you enter the house, what happened? We did it before in the previous exercise. What do? You take off your shoes and put on your slippers, right? If you don't know this word, what do? You can look it up in a dictionary, and the missing particle here is up. So that's it for today. And here I have a list of other phrasal verbs that you can have a look at their meanings, so that you enrich your vocabulary, and you will have a personal dictionary full of phrasal verbs, and all of the phrasal verbs are related to the verb go. So I hope it was clear, and thank you, and see you next time.